My planning doesn't happen all in one day. There's more to it than just the big picture plan. After the big picture plan, then I purchase whatever materials we need, register my kids for classes, all that stuff. And I did that yesterday. And it took me like 2.5 hours to do all the things I needed to do. Now I'm going to input the information onto ClickUp, and I'm going to show you how I do that. So let's get to it. So this is my homepage, and I am going to go to my homeschooling space, which is right here. As you can see here in this first page, when you go just to the homeschooling space, you see everything in list form. And so I could change this and add a calendar, and then I'll probably also do board, because those are like really the 3 statuses that I look at. I'm going to go to deep dives, and I'm going to show you that I listed, there's different ways that you can set up ClickUp to make it work for your homeschool. I see teachers and business people using it, but I don't see homeschoolers using it that much. I see homeschoolers using Notion and Seesaw and Google Classroom and stuff like that. So I'll have links down in the description. So Raising Ray shows her technique on how she uses ClickUp, and Megan at New Leaf Digital shares how she does it. And so my layout is similar to hers. We belong to the Homeschool CEO Society, and she did a training for the members. And so I participated in the training. And so I took what she was using and I tweaked it to fit our lifestyle. So we're all different. Our brains work differently. I am categorizing everything on here the way my brain works. And so it just works for me. Under deep dives here, we have U.S. geography, Native Americans, colonialism, American Revolution, Constitution, and core discovery. I think that out of the 26 deep dives or unit studies or whatever you want to call them from History Quest US, I gonna only focus on 6, and hopefully we'll get through the 6, but most likely not. We'll have other deep dives in there because I will just, whatever my kids are interested in, we're just gonna dive in and go for it until they lose interest. With US geography, I'm going to click on it, and you can see there's information here about it, and I can write more stuff here in the description, but I'm not going to. I can set a due date, but I'm not going to set a due date for the topics. Instead, I'm going to set due dates for the tasks, and they're not really due dates because we don't follow due dates. We don't stick to due dates. It's just so it pops up on the calendar and we can kind of get an idea of what we want to do and need to do, and then we can switch it out if we need to. For example, our first task is draw the USA. So I can add a due date. I'm probably going to change this here. This is assigning due date priority to a different something else, but not today. Another day. School starts August 16th. We're probably going to go on a field trip. So either 17th or 18th, I don't know. So let's go, let's just put 18, I like that. That is our due date. So now we have a due date. New task. Let's say the new task after draw the USA is to, so we play Race Around the US. So I'm gonna set a due date on the 17th. So now I can look at calendar and it pops up, look at that. It's so wonderful. Next, we're gonna move on to my son, and I'm gonna add a calendar view and a board view. So classes, speech. If I wanted to, I can add subtasks. I can like list what my son needs to do before the class starts, or I can add a checklist here so he knows what to do. Most likely here, once the speech teacher sends me the Zoom link, I'm going to add it here so that my son can easily access the link. And so all I need to do is figure out how to make it a reoccurring event. So let's just start. It starts and add a time, 1:30. Oh, right here, set reoccurring. So next we have books. So this is just going to be like his book list. So we have want to read. So let's say he wants to read Lord of the Rings. Right? So we can categorize that. It is fiction, fantasy, and then when he's done, he can rate it. This is the date he starts, date he finishes, and so forth. So let's say he finished this. set to finish. And then show closed, and you can see closed as well. And so all of it would be listed out. You would see, you know, the ones that are finished, ones that are closed, etc. I'm going to change that to not closed because, so I have want to read, in progress, and finished. So if I have want to read, if you want just to go to the next status, you can just press this arrow here. So that's in progress. So let's say he's reading, and then finished. So those are the three statuses that I have. Okay, put that back to want to read. Next is language arts. And so here I am just going to list what he's using. So we do, Brave Writer, and that's it. That's all we're gonna use. So Night Zookeeper, I don't really help him too much with that. I just leave a link here for him and he can do that with his daily work. And then with Brave Writer, I would probably add subtasks. We're doing partnership writing. So I think in the beginning, we're talking about speaking because you need to speak well to be able to write well. Let's say we work on poetry memorization. Okay, I can click on that poetry memorization and I can add a checklist to it. We can do even more. I can have more descriptions to it so we can get more detailed if we wanted to. I probably won't, to be honest, unless I have nothing else to do in my life. And that will happen, but that most likely not. So I can go back like that, or so you can see there's a subtask there and so forth. And math here, I have math. And I have Beast Academy and Budget Math. With Beast Academy, he goes at his own pace. And Budget Math, I'll probably just have him do like 1 or 2 pages a day while he works on that. It's just there to keep us organized, basically. It's not so much a plan like some people plan. It's more of just a way to organize the chaos. So it's not chaotic. So we know what's going on. We know when. We know what we need to do. And other than that, we have a lot of freedom on what we do each day and how far we get through information and topics, and we just kind of flow with our natural rhythm. But I like having this all in one space because before I just had it everywhere, and then I had to update my Google Calendar to match this and that, and it was very annoying. I just wanted to share with you how I am starting to use ClickUp once I learn how to actually use the program better. Like I said, I've had training on it, but I'm no expert. When I become an expert, if that ever happens, I will share a video with you on how to use it for your homeschool so that you too can be organized. And if you're interested in joining the Homeschool CEO Society, there is a link down in the description. It's really great to be around people that just understand what you're going through. You know, trying to run a business. Sure, mine is like an online business, but it's still a struggle to work on this new business and yes, and take care of the kids and homeschool them. So if you have any questions or if you want me to dive into something else that I may have talked about and you want to know more, let me know down in the comments below. Do you type B planners out there? Because I'm curious. Do you just fly by the seat of your pants? Or do you have some sort of containment for all your ideas? Yeah, I just want to know, like, what does everyone do? I know some people, they just use open and go curriculum and they just follow that and that's their plan. And others will plan everything down to the detail, but then you're not type B, you're type A.